Welcome back, everyone, to this section of the course on Bard extensions. We're going to be exploring the expanded capabilities of Bard using extensions. Make sure you've activated them by visiting the link shown here and switching them on. You can also just click on the puzzle icon at the top right to turn on the extensions as we showed in the Bard Basics lecture. The way these work is that you can activate specific extensions by using the @ symbol along with the extension name. For example, @Gmail will inform Bard to search your Gmail emails for relevant information. It should be noted, however, that once you activate the extensions, Bard actually has the capability to use them without a specific call if they are relevant. For example, if you've activated the Gmail extension and simply ask Bard to give you a summary of your latest email message, it will go ahead and do that without needing the specific @Gmail to be activated. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and dive into our first Bard extension, which is the Gmail extension. Before you follow along with this lecture, send yourself an email about a particular topics with details inside. You can also just use Bard to make up this email. What I did is I sent myself an email about a list of items to bring on a hiking trip. Let's see if I can use Bard to grab information from that email and use it. Okay, so here I am in Bard. Before we get started, as a quick reminder, you can scroll up here to top right to click on extensions and activate them. Here we can see I've turned on all the extensions already. You just do it with this little icon. And the other thing to note is depending on your prompt, if a particular extension is activated, Bard may use it without you needing to specify that extension. For example, here you can see I have Google Flights extension activated, and if I want to specifically call that extension, I will say @flights and then have a prompt that is relevant to that. For example, give me a list of flights from New York City to San Francisco for next Friday, and it will pull in that real-time flight information. But if I've already activated this extension, the request to get me flights from like New York to San Francisco for next Friday, Bard may use the flights extension on its own without me needing to specify it. So keep that in mind. Bard will, once you activate these extensions, try its best to use them where relevant. Now, let's see what it's like to call a specific extension on purpose. For example, I have my Google Workspace extension able to access Gmail, Drive, Docs, etc. As we mentioned, I've sent myself an email about a hiking trip, so let's see if I can access that. To access that extension, I'm going to say @ and then the name of the extension. So this one is going to be Gmail. You can also just click here and it will fill that in. So @Gmail, notice that's in bold, basically calling the extension. And we're going to say, what were the list of items to bring on my hiking trip with Mimi? Question mark. So you will want to try your best to reference text that is inside that email if you're going to help Google Bard actually find that email. It's basically doing a search on its own. So notice it was able to answer the question. It said list of items to bring on your hiking trip as per your email, and then it has this list. So was this correct? Well, if you scroll down, it should tell you the items considered for this response. Here, I sent myself from Jose Portilla an email on hiking trip with Mimi. I can click on this and it will go into my email inbox, and I can see here, here's the hiking trip with Mimi, and then here is a list of items to bring. So it all worked correctly. Now, I can also say new chat here and say, give me a summary of the latest email I received. I hit enter and notice that it's going to actually use Google Workspace again. So it's able to still use the Google Workspace extensions without me needing to be very specific in calling them. And you can see here, I have a quick summary of that email. So it technically works both ways, but you can specifically invoke an extension by using the @ symbol. All right, let's continue by exploring other Workspace extensions in the next series of lectures. I'll see you there.